Welcome back to another episode of the Finprov podcast. I'm your host, as always, Finton Moneybag Smith. Thank you for joining me. As always, straight off the bat, if you've made it this far, you've only got 40 seconds to go before this counts as a download, baby. And if you're downloading the podcast, you might as well be spreading the word. Oh, how can you do that? That must be difficult. It's in fact not. You just gotta like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, share. Whisper, write letters, send me art, do whatever you can. It's free. I mean, I hate when other people do it, but I guess I gotta do the plug. If you can do it, that would be so much appreciated, huh? Thank you. Look, if you're watching on video, you're probably gonna see I'm looking a little redder than usual. Usually I'm just red because I'm sweaty, but I might be clean for once. Okay? But I wasn't clean today. Why was that, you ask? Oh, well, that's because I got a new job. Thank you. Got a real estate job, which means your boy, he's on a one-way express ticket flying sky high to Commission City. But before I stop off at Commission City, before I leave my In Touch with the Common Man t-shirt at a Salvo's, before I do any of that, I gotta get through the most common man bus to the airport. That bus being a traineeship. Now, as part of a traineeship, you don't get the commish, you're not the lead salesman, you're just doing most of the slog work to get the sales, right? Who am I working for? Oh, that's Harcourt's, baby. Harcourt, Northern Illawarra. Shameless plug, I know. Sue me. Unfortunately for me, that plug won't do me much good, because if the people listening to this are probably in the same shoes as me, and if we're wearing the same shoes, we're going to need to pool our money together to buy something in this market. But with this job, it's a new franchise. So we're starting a new office. So it's just me and the licensee, right? And that's great, because he's new, he's done some soul training himself, but that's not his background, right? So we're learning together. Unfortunately, you got to do, as any new business does, you got to do the slog work. And especially when you're the trainee, you're doing the real slog work. Because I didn't even get a cool business card. I got business cards, but it's not my name on it. And the ones that have my name and number on it, if anyone calls me, I'll have to tell them, I don't know anything about real estate yet, so if you call me back in 6 months, I'm sure I'll be able to help you then. Because I honestly don't know a thing. That's kind of my niche. That's my market I'm attacking. I'm attacking everyday people who just like honest, not knobs. They just don't like knobs. I'm not a knob. Maybe a little prick, but not a knob. So, full disclosure, don't know a thing. But what I've had to do is build a business. And how do you build the business? You got to do marketing. Now, I'm a big fan of marketing. I'm great at social marketing, like online marketing. I can speak to myself in a camera and all of you people for 30, 40 minutes, no worries at all. Of course, it's an improvised podcast. And the downside with an improvised podcast, a little peek behind the curtains, is that when you're not on, you're not on. And I'll let you in on a little secret. I've not been on. So I'll let you on in an even deeper secret. This is not my first attempt. So I might get redder as this goes, okay? But today, I was out there doing the worst form of marketing. Door knocking. And they wanted me in my freaking full suit and tie. And I said, I can't do it. So door knocking and fly dropping. So today I spent over 5 hours, over 16,000 steps, over 13 kilometers. Because the way I am, unfortunately wired, I didn't even have a break. I just have one water. I forgot my sunscreen. I've freaking chafed like crazy. It's blister city down there. It's not pretty. And it doesn't feel good. I feel like I've ridden for 40 kilometers in nothing but my Speedos. That's what I'm feeling. And I don't enjoy that feeling. I think I got sunstroke as well. So I just walked all around, and very hilly around there, right? All around Ostermere and stuff. Just dropping flies. And dropping flies is easy, because you're not interacting with people. But as a real estate agent, you're supposed to interact with people. And it's not really my personality. I'm made for when we've got the client, and then you want to throw some charm in there. You want me to get them over the line. That's my zone. That's where I can turn it on. That's where I can turn it on. That's where I live. That's where I operate. I'm not good at getting the clients, because door knocking took me over 4 hours to build up the courage, and then even then, I shit my pants. I was a sweaty, stinky mess. My lips were dry as anything, and I shit the bed. I knock on this guy's door. He takes 30 seconds to get out there. Of course, the house I picked, the first pick, 4.5 hours to get to this point. The bloke was in a meeting. He rushes out. He's like, shit, I'm in a meeting. I'm like, oh, shit, sorry. I blur out some words. I don't even know if I made sense. Give him the flyer. Get out. Then it took another 20 minutes before I had the courage to knock on another door. I knock on about 10 more. No one answers. I go, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I stopped. And you're meant to go into, like, if you see people in the yard, go into their yard, talk to them. I can't do it. I see people in the yard, I go the other way. I don't enjoy that. But again, if they call me over, no worries. I'm not going to them. So this might be a long few months, because before the door knocking stage was the cold calling stage. Again, it took me a long time to build the courage up to call these strangers. And of course, the first person I pick, hello, is this Sarah? Who? Who's this? Hand starts to shake. Hello, is this... my name's Finton. Is this Sarah? Who? My name's Finton. Not my ballpark. It's not my element. So... things are looking bright. And unfortunately, as a trainee as well, I don't know, like I said, I don't know anything. So if I wear a full suit and tie to someone's house, they ask me any questions, I got no answers. It's just going to be all bullshit. If you start bullshitting from the start, you're going to be pretty stinky pretty soon. So Nah, it's looking good. What isn't looking good is... look, after a bit of a tragedy after last week's episode. A bit of a tragedy. As you would have known, I talked about the owls. Well, technically, they're not even owls. They're the tawny frogmouths. But you just call them owls, because they're an owl. But they've been nesting. They come every year. They've been there for a few months. And every single day, I literally go out there, wave, do my head bobs, annoy the hell out of them probably, because they're trying to sleep, they're nocturnal. Just trying to make friends, just trying to get to the point where they're going to fly on my shoulder. It hasn't happened yet, didn't happen last year, but I could feel it was getting close. So close that I felt like I had to share it. And I feel like that was a mistake. I think it was I aired our dirty laundry. I opened my closet, took out the skeleton, and showed the world. And they knew, because hours after recording that episode, they disappear. And so did the joy in my life. I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. I'm going to let you in. We might call this episode Behind the Curtains, because there's nothing left. There's nothing left behind them. I don't know why I got so... there's nothing left behind them. There's nothing. I don't even have curtains. I have blinds. I have a little bit of class, yeah? Behind this curtain is the fact that up until this point, I recorded the episodes 2 weeks in advance, right? So, 2 weeks ago, I say the owls. And then, for 2 weeks, I had to keep up the facade and the image that the owls were still there. They weren't. For 2 weeks, they just disappeared. And for the first week, they just disappeared. They up and left. And I damn nearly cried. I nearly cried. They just left me. I don't know what I said. Maybe because I don't know. It was just like, it was meant to be our secret, because they left. I didn't see them for a week. Then all of a sudden, they pop up at the front, and then they're just all over. all over the place. Now every time I see them, they just give me death stares. They're not even doing the head bobs. I tried filming them. They didn't want to do the head bobs. So I haven't posted anything. They got videos to post about them, but I can't. It's too upsetting. It's hard to process. It's not as hard to process though as something my girlfriend told me the other day. Now, she's great. She's great. She's the best. She's a bit of a weirdo though, because our favorite show is Bob's Burgers. If you're unfamiliar, it's like Family Guy, but actually funny, right? Because there's actually real story behind it. Now, I've talked about this on the podcast, and I did shit in it a little bit, because even though it's called Bob's Burgers, Bob doesn't know how to make a burger, because Bob puts the lettuce on top of the meat and the cheese. And as we all know, that's psychotic, because why would you want soggy bun? The lettuce stops we've been there, we've done that, right? But then I was actually thinking, it's clever writing, because the whole point of the show is that it's just treading water, it's not very successful. Well, that's probably why. So hats off to you. It's quite clever. But it's a good show. I like it, and I love it. Apparently, the other day, she goes, oh, yeah, Bob's Burgers? I go, yeah. She goes, yeah, I've been having dreams about it. And I went, oh, that's peculiar. Especially because you're asleep half the time. What sort of dreams are you having? She goes, oh, yeah, I'm in the episodes. And I went, that's a bit weirder. Are you one of the characters? So she goes, oh, no, I'm me. I go, oh, okay. I sort of lean back a little bit. You're you're just in the show. She goes, yeah, I'm in the show. And I go, well, do you do anything? You interact with them? She goes, oh, no, I just sort of sit there and watch. And I go, okay. So you don't interact with them? She goes, no, I just sit there. I'm in the show and I'm just watching. I go, oh, okay. So like you were doing in real life? She's like, yeah. I'm like, is it just when you sleep? She's like, oh no, I'm daydreaming about it as well. I go, okay. Distract you much? She goes, yeah. Yeah, last night I just walked in the shower fully clothed. I was thinking about Linda. I go, okay. I don't know what to do with this information. And, it's like someone you care about tells you something, and you're kind of like what I am right now. You don't know what to say, what to do. Usually it's something tragic, But this, it's just weird. It's just weird. If you're gonna dream about the show, at least be the main character, right? So, yeah, it's been a busy week, had a lot to discuss. The one thing that's good about that is it's not the weirdest thing I've seen all week. That's not the weirdest thing I've seen all week. The weirdest thing I've seen all week was something that was, again, difficult to process, but it falls in the category of things that are really obvious, but you just don't think about them. You know those things? And that, of course, was that blind people don't need lights. They don't need lights. They can't see anyway. And I heard that and I went, yeah. I guess they don't. I guess I always just imagine in my head they'd probably still want the ambiance, They want a little bit of... They don't need them. Night, dark. If they're inside, they don't even know what time of day it is. Think of the electricity you'd save. The blind people don't need lights. Is that not... Cannot be me that just never thought about that. Of course, yeah, of course. Blind people don't need lights. Look, I've talked about betrayal with regards to the hours, and that's betrayal that hurts. But have you ever experienced an attempted attack on you, A very specific attack on you. They dug deep into their bag to get this spear, but they didn't realize that you sprayed yourself with spear repellent. You ever have that? Because that happened to me the other day. Look, we're out. Where's that brunch? First things first, why the hell does every bar and club play the music so goddamn loud? What's up with that? It doesn't create atmosphere. It doesn't make me get in the mood, get in the spirit. It doesn't make me loosey-goosey. It doesn't put up my vibe shield. It doesn't make me have a nice time eating my pizza, drinking my Pims, even though I only had 3 damn slices of pizza the whole 2 hours. Another thing, who the hell orders a pizza? Pizza, right? No sauce, a tiny bit of cheese. It's got potato, rocket, olives, and some sort of shitty garlic sauce. Who the hell orders that pizza? If you order that pizza, you tell me. Because to me, that's a very specific pizza. Like, that is a very, you have to go in there with that in your mind. You don't just get that and go, oh, that's not, yeah, I'll try that. No. If you're having a big function, right, a 2-hour sit down, for me, I'd just get like the 3 most popular pizzas and pump them out. They didn't do that. I had 2 pieces of bad pepperoni in 2 hours. Had half a slice of that, went, oh, this is exactly what I expected. It's disgusting. Then a bunch of veggie pizzas. You bring vegetarian options. You don't make the only option vegetarian. Okay? Jeez Louise. And the Pims, oh my god, if you can have 15 cups of anything that's apparently alcoholic, it probably wasn't very alcoholic. It was just like drinking cordial. And I tell you what, I don't want to drink 15 cups of cordial. After 15 cups, I shouldn't be able to stand. I shouldn't be able to see straight. I could. Maybe that's why they play the music so goddamn loud. So it literally, the alcohol falls out your ears because your head's vibrating so much. You go to any bar, it's the same. Even the ones that are dark, it's like, oh, that's vibey. Oh, it's a whiskey bar. Oh, cool. Oh, no, I can't hear myself think. I'm losing my voice because I'm talking to someone who's more than 40 centimeters away from my face. Oh, okay. And then you add wearing a mask onto that when you're talking to the bar and stuff. Oh, it's even, I can't understand you. And you can't understand me. I don't know how you can work there and not be deaf. Why is it criminal to just sit there and have background music? If there's a live musician or DJ, okay. If you're just playing Spotify, maybe dial it down a little bit. Jeez Louise. That gets me heated. Or pit update, a little bit sweaty, right? But that wasn't my point. My point was, you ever been attacked? Someone ever tried to insult you, tried to hurt your feelings, tried to throw a barb at you, and didn't realize that you saw Steve Irwin get killed by a barb, huh? A stingray barb. And now you got your guard up 24/7. That's what happened to me. Someone brought up the fact that in an old iteration of the show called Time Waster, I'd check it out, but also I wouldn't because it's pretty bad. This is much better. That's growth, baby, right? In said episode, I made a point that graham crackers, like the biscuit, like just a plain biscuit, graham crackers, look them up. Why are they spelt graham crackers? Which I think's an extremely valid point. Now, this man tried to attack me by saying that doesn't make sense and that's invalid because I use American words. And I sat there and went, oh, what do you mean? That was like 2 years ago. What do you mean? And he goes, oh, well, do you say toilet or dunny? And I say toilet. Oh, it's dunny. I go, that's like, it's like that's a sentence. Like they're both they're 2 different words for the same thing. So it's not actually the point. And then he continues. And then he's like, do you say diaper or a nappy? And I say, I have neither. I don't have kids. I don't think about it. Don't think about it. But sure, the diaper. Oh, it's nappy. Well, again, that's 2 words for the same thing. Not my point. But then I'm having a 5-minute argument because I don't back down. I go, that's not the point. If you're going to attack someone, at least pack the right ammo for your gun. You got a shotgun, don't bring rifle ammo, yeah? It doesn't make sense. You ever play Call of Duty? It doesn't make sense, right? Graham crackers and graham crackers. The point is that they're called graham crackers, but they're spelt graham crackers. Okay? That's the point. That is not the same thing. They're not two different words for the same thing. That's one word. It's like, oh, Grant and Grant. Like Grant and or Craig and Craig. It's like, okay, sure. But that's not my point. My point is why a graham cracker spelled graham crackers. My cousin Graham has the same name as a cracker. That's weird. It's spelled, it's not even Graham and Graham. It doesn't make sense. So my point is, if you come at the king, you best not miss. You best not miss. You got people going, oh, don't argue. No. You're wrong. It doesn't make sense. You know what else doesn't make sense? The other day in the mall. Me personally, I hate the mall because I hate people. Again, I'm going to be a real estate agent. Anyway. Match made in heaven. Anyway. You know when escalators are out of order and they got all the signs saying they're out of order? I see the signs and maybe I'm just a goody two-shoes. Maybe I'm just a good, unattainable, unachievable, unrealistic example of a citizen. Because I see that and go, shiver me timbers, buggery do, better go down the stairs. I don't walk down them. But people do. And I always sit there and go, why? Is it worth saving 20 seconds, but risking it being a serious maintenance problem and the things literally opening up and you falling in between them, or the thing going and you fall? You're not seeing the videos? You're not being on Reddit? You'll see some dark escalator things. What the hell? Why are you trying to... Is 20 seconds that important to you? We've all seen the speeding ads. Would you rather be late to the game or late to life? You know, would you rather be late to the game or never get to it at all? I'd rather be late to the game. I'd rather walk down the stairs than walk down the escalator. It says don't walk on it. So why are you going to walk on it? You're not above an escalator. You're not above it. Likewise, when the thing's on, what sort of rush you in? What sort of rush you in? You got to be a busy person. If you start walking on the escalator, or walking on the escalator, that's only acceptable if it's like the last couple meters. That's acceptable. What isn't acceptable? You know what? This is just all about friggin' escalator etiquette. It's my girlfriend again, the weirdo, yeah, the dreamer, yeah. We had to have a talk because she had a very bad habit of getting on an escalator. You get to the top, and then she'll just stop. And I'm only one behind her, and she'll just stop on the top. It's like her body needs a second to reset. It's like, okay, babe, well, you can't do that, because if you stop on the top, where do I go? Because you're on the top, and I'm behind you on the bottom, where if my lace gets in there, it's the shoes going, every time I get there, I have to push off the top and go, can you get out the way, please? Why do people not know escalator etiquette? You just get on, you stand to the side, you stand there, you wait till the last 5 meters, then you walk, you take a big step in the end, and you quickly and efficiently go either left, right, or straight. You don't stand there. Oh, and then people, every single time you go to the mall, at least once, you'll see a group meet and stand at the bottom of the escalator. What are you doing? Where were you raised on a farm? What are you doing? It's an escalator. You can't just stop and stand and talk at the base or the top. You gotta move. Just move 10 meters away. It's not a very good meeting place. And it really rubs me the wrong way. Really does. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Another example of people that, it's like, van life. Van life. The people that renovate the vans and they make it like a livable home. I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. I'd love to do it one day. So I get it. But a lot of the people that do it, it's to sort of get off the grid. It's to be different. It's just to be young and free and to travel and be unique. But then, they're trying to escape the norm. They're trying to be different. But then they proceed to post every single thing they do on the internet. And I kind of sit there, scratch my head and go, weren't you trying to escape? Weren't you trying to get off the grid? But now all you do is live on the grid. I'm sorry, Samantha and Steve. SS Van looks very cool, but I'm not that intrigued into wondering how you do laundry. Oh, you go to a local campsite, you use their water, and you hang them on a line that you attach to the van. Whoa, cowabunga, that's very interesting. Maybe I was wrong. Oh, how do you cook in the van? Oh, cool, you have a little electric stove that you put boiling water and potato and some powder in it and you make a curry? Oh, that's very interesting. I'm sure it'd be more fun if you just did it. It's a van. It's cool. Again, I get it. I don't get making it your entire personality, though. It's just a shitty car with 4 wheels, a very small bed, cramped living quarters, sometimes a shower and a toilet, a lot of the time no. Like, that's it. I'm like, how we sleep in a van. I'm gonna pause the video and hazard a guess you sleep in the bed. Lo and behold, 45 seconds later we find out they sleep on the bed. How do we live in the van in the cold weather, in winter? Oh, do you put extra blankets on? Do you maybe have a portable heater? Just my guess. I'm not a pro. I don't live in a van. I'm just hazarding a guess. 45 seconds later again, because no one can tell you anything efficiently. And I say that as a full-blown hypocrite. I'm not very efficient. But of course, 45 seconds later, you find out that, oh yeah, they rug up. They just rug up. Kind of the same thing I do in my house. Oh, wow. The only people worse online are the Instagram and the social investors. My guy, you just invest money. That's it. You go on your phone, you find a stock that everyone invests to, you put $1,000 on it, and that's it. Talking about compounding money, that's all you do. You are not a doctor, my friend. You are not changing the world. I don't want to learn how you got rich. Because unlike you, my world does not revolve around paper. What are we talking about? I saw an interview with Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, what a hero that guy is, huh? Oh, what a hero, right? Because he has money, right? More money, less morals, right? In an interview he did, which I want to say it was impulsive, maybe not, I don't know. Again, cool guys, very cool guys, right? In an interview, he talked about he's been rich and he's been poor, and I went, that's very interesting. Then he goes, so when I was rich, it was lonely, and I went, that's cool, very insightful. I never would have guessed that people only like you for your money and not actually you. I never would have guessed that, right? Then what else I wouldn't have guessed is that when he was poor, he was lonely too, right? But then he says, when you're rich, you're stressed out and, it's hard to stay at the top. You don't really have any people that really care about you. But when you're poor, you can grind and you can appreciate the hustle. And I went, that puts things in perspective. Oh, gee willikers. Wow. Then he gets asked, what's better, being rich or poor? And I'm sitting there and going, well, poor, obviously. Obviously, you don't want to have money. Obviously, you want to be living paycheck to paycheck because then you can appreciate the grind and the hustle. And then when you get a little bit of scraps, oh, you feel like a king. And then, bombshell alert, he says it's better to be rich than poor. I nearly passed out. I went, no, Jordan, that cannot be right. I want to continue living my life on minimum wage, doing menial jobs, working 40 hours a week, just to pay rent, get something to eat, and that's it. Because I want to grind. I don't want to have money. Being rich is better than poor. Having money and not needing it, that's better. Oh. I am trying to do the wrong type of podcast. I just tell stories and things I don't like. I'm not dropping knowledge and information like that. Who would have guessed? Not this guy. That's kind of his tradition at this point. I can't finish the show having talked bad on lots of different people and different things without putting myself under the same bus. I'm of course talking about an irrational fear of mine, and if you haven't realized, I got lots of them. And this one is, I'm sure I'm not the only one with this, but it's happened to me on 3 occasions this week. That is, I can't even explain why. But when I purchase something, and for example, me, and now with this job, I gotta wear pants. I hate wearing pants. I got big, muscular legs, really big calves. Not to brag, I look like I have pumpkins in my legs, and it feels like it. They are heavy, and then I got these big quads, and then I have a literal dump truck at the back, right? But then I have a small waist. So it's just a mess. It is a mess to get pants, right? They never fit. This week, I bought 3 sets of pants. 3 out of 3 didn't fit. Do you think I just returned all 3 instantly? No, I didn't, because I was afraid. The first pair I bought, I still haven't returned. It's been 2 weeks. I bought them, the change rooms were closed, so I had to risk it. I knew it was risky, but they were on clearance, so I went, okay, I can take the hit. Put them on. They didn't get over my ass. I went, oh. And then when they did get over, I went, oh. Well, now I can't move. I looked at my toe and went, oh, that's kind of blue. So probably not going to work. But for whatever reason, even though I paid for it, even though I have the receipt, I'm scared to return them. And why? I don't know. I ordered 2 other pants online. Always a risk. I never usually do it. 30% off though. So I took the plunge. Both of them didn't fit. Could I take both of them to the same store at the same time? No, I couldn't. Did I took one pair and hid it in my bag? Tried to avoid talking to the people. Yes, I did. Then when I talked to them, I said, can I exchange? She said, of course, no worries. I went, oh, of course, no worries. Then I got to spend half an hour trying on pants because nothing fits. Then I get them. I swap them. No worries. Do you think I went back to the same store the following day or next time I went with the other pair of pants? No, I didn't. I certainly did not. Because in my head, it was weird to go back to the same store. Even though on the receipt it had 2 pants, and I returned, so, for whatever reason, it's too weird. It's too hard for me. Because what if they think, oh, this guy doesn't know his size? I am fully aware that's literally all they can tell me. But it doesn't work for me. So I took it to another store. A store I hadn't been in before. I was terrified. It was busy. There was a lot of people. Didn't like it. I tried to hide in my bag again. Then I told them, and then she's like, no worries, of course. Then I changed them for another pair of pants. Of course, it's no worries. But again, it took me 2 weeks to take them back, and I've still got the other pair, and I'm not taking that back. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I afraid of that? What's wrong with me? But look, on that note, I think that about wraps up today's episode. As always, I, myself, your loyal host, your loyal companion, hopefully your loyal friend, Finton Smith, would like to thank you on behalf of all the team here at Finprov Podcast and Finprov Productions. Wish you a happy day, life, night, evening, morning, year, whatever you are, whenever you're listening to this, whatever you're feeling. I just wish you a happy life. Okay? And thank you for joining me. And thank you for joining me again. Goodbye.